contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby, 'cause I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't get enough.
Dice que no le es suficiente, está mal de la mente. Cuando está solita que entre, música para ponerla en ambiente, yeah. Ella quiere que como aquella vez, le busco todo. Todo lo que se pone bonito se le ve. Empezamos a pie y ahora andamos en el jet. Vamos a calentar, baby, tú. No se quiere olvidar, lo quiere recordar, baby.
'Cause I can't get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Latino que
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't crazy. I like that, you like that, so let's be crazy. The contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby. Yeah. Ooh, no one's gotta know. We can keep it low key. I'll be fine alone, long as you're alone with me.
tell him.
So incredible, unforgettable on me. 'Cause I can't get enough.
Benny Blanco,
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Chibabi man, Selena.
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't.
All right, we are here with Hank, my man. Welcome to 2K
Yes,
TV.
sir.
So,
Thanks for having me.
you are very, very good on the sticks. I have a challenge for you today.
Okay.
You're going to take on Anthony Davis in a game to 5 on blacktop, 1v1. You get to pick any player against him. Now, I'm assuming you're going to want to pick somebody with some dribbling skills because that's your
Yeah.
forte. And this is the first time that you're actually playing 2K.
Live and direct from the most powerful city in the world, D.C. Stand up and make some noise for your Wizards. Starting 5. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 17, Isaac Bonga. Starting at point guard, standing 5'11", number 14, Ish Smith. The other forward, standing 6'8", number 8, Rui Hachimura. At center, 6 feet 10 inches, number 13, Thomas Bryant. At guard, number 3 from the University of Florida, Bradley Beal. Scott Brooks is your head coach. Let's hear it for your Washington Wizards!
Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Washington Wizards here in Capital One Arena. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, if you ask Karl-Anthony Towns, his greatest strength is his versatility. He said, "My dad taught it to me at a young age, and it's made my transition at every step of my career comfortable, having the fundamentals and foundation. I don't limit myself. I try to be great at all skills." Kevin?
Yeah, terrific attitude. It makes him very tough to handle. David, thank you. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Minnesota. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place.
And I think for the Timberwolves, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
Abundantly clear. I mean, they can compete with any team in the league, and I think they still have some upside, room for improvement.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Teague is at the point with Wiggins at the 2. Vonleh's out there with Robert Covington, and it's Graham in at the 3, the small forward. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Manning the backcourt, it's Smith and Beal. And it's Bonga in at the small forward. Passes it to Hachimura. Well, Clark, no doubt you've been through this many times. The regular season is a grind. I think you said that before. Do the veteran players need to teach the young guys how to handle that schedule?
I clearly think, Kevin, that the veterans can be helpful, but there's nothing like firsthand experience, and you really have to experience the length and the grueling nature of the season to understand how you best can weather the schedule. But veterans certainly can be helpful.
Is there a rookie wall, Clark? Is that true?
Yeah, I think there is one. Clearly, I hit it, and most rookies that I've talked to during my time and beyond find a period in that season when they bump into that wall.
Minnesota with the ball. Wiggins drives in, and Wiggins throws it down.
What a play from Wiggins. Fantastic in out-quicking the defense off the dribble. Bang!
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Smith on the wing, Teague covering. Beal gets a wide-open look, sinks the three-pointer.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And that one's good.
Wiggins just staying with it, refusing to let the defense get the better of him there.
Smith kicks to Bryant. Here's Beal, and the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And last year, a tough one for Jeff Teague. Just couldn't put together his normal level of play.
You know, Teague missed some games with injury, but his shot just wasn't consistent. His passing and playmaking were as strong as ever, but you just couldn't rely on him to score.
And the first one drops.
Well, you look at Jeff Teague, and his game does not have a lot of flash, but his handles, those are rush hour caliber. This guy has that ball on the string, folks.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws. And with Teague, Clark doesn't do anything flashy, but the stats do add up.
Yeah, he's very steady and quiet, understated. But you watch him out there, and he's a competitor now. Before last year, Teague had made the playoffs 9 straight years in a row, and that doesn't happen by accident.
There's Vonleh after the basket by Washington, and it's in there.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
To the inside, here's Bryant, and Bryant slams it in.
That's how you pass the pumpkin. I mean, Smith really keeps his head on the swivel to get that ball over to his open teammates.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes.
2 points.
They are on fire, just in a great groove here early on.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Beal finds Smith. Back to Beal. It's rebounded by Vonleh.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Nice recognition here by Robert Covington, seeing a lane to the bucket and pouncing on it immediately.
Now Smith. Down low, Hachimura. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Layman's checked in. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Here's Smith following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Outside, Beal. Back to Smith. 5 on the clock, to the middle, and Bryant slams it in.
And Smith is really gifted at how he swings the ball around to that open man. He's an outstanding point guard, always looking to get the ball to the open gap.
A nice shot by Teague.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
Now here's Bryant. He's coming off a 13-point game against Houston.
And he was also a big factor for them defensively. I think he tallied 4 blocks in the game.
And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota, leading by 5. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the 2 teams.
Well, you know, both of these teams know and understand when they face off, it's a very winnable game for either one of them.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, you know, even though in today's game floor spacing is all the rage, the last 5 years the Wolves attempted the fewest threes in the league. And when they did shoot them, they didn't make very many of them.
Both good from the line that time. And on top of their troubles from range, the Wolves have also had trouble on the defensive glass.
Yeah, and if you can't rebound and you're not shooting it well, you've got to figure out who you're going to be. Your identity is in question. That's what the Wolves are trying to figure out. Who are we? What do we do well? How do we win? How do we succeed? To get to the next level, they've got to answer that question.
Washington shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And you think about the two best talents in Wolves history, KG, obviously, and probably Big Cat.
I would not disagree. I mean, KG is a Hall of Famer. The Cat, Karl-Anthony Towns, has been terrific early in his career. The rebounding and scoring, the versatility at that size between those two guys. Boy, it could have possibly been like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. Well, maybe not quite that good, but really good.
Smith ejected by Teague.
Some great timing that time from Teague, who was able to climb the ladder and get the shot block. Don't see that much from him, but pretty good work there.
Here's Hachimura. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Graham.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
Here's Bonga. Outside Bryant. Nice ball movement by Washington. And that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got 5.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team. Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Beal finds Bryant. Here's Bonga. Back to Bryant. The pass to Bonga. And here is Beal. Beyond the arc. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last.
Let's take a look now at some numbers for Beal. Coming off a terrific season, 11th in scoring, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
Oh, yeah, one of the most dependable scorers in the league. He really saved him in several games a season ago. In the corner, Smith with it. Off target from outside.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
Now, here is Smith. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Bryant. And he banks in the layup. He's got 8.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Inside, Layman. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
So timeout called here. So first for Washington. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
With a whole new group out there now.
Give him a hand.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. On defense, the Timberwolves. 11-point game. Now here's Thomas. 17 points for him last game against Houston.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Count it.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Washington's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Wagner passes to Thomas. and Culver pulls it down.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And the basket by Napier.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Now here's Brown. Last game out, he had 14. Outside for Thomas. There's the triple. It's not going to go for him. And Minnesota will come the other way. Well, as much as Gorgui Dieng does on the court, he'll be remembered, Clark, by many for his off-the-court contributions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. Dieng has revamped hospitals in his home country of Senegal, as well as sent thousands upon thousands of meals back to his homeland. I mean, you can't say enough about what this man has done for others. And that really is a measure of influence, maturity, and leadership. Great, great impact being made by Dieng off the court.
And Washington making a change here. Chioza's checked in. Here's Schofield. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shot for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Bertans can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 16. A baseline J, and again it's Minnesota converting.
And for me, guys, this is an area that Culver should utilize more often, showing off that incredible feel with the jumper.
Here's Chioza. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession.
Still Wizards ball.
And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Here's Wagner, and that one is stuffed right through.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
And it's Napier missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Schofield. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Schofield's got his second basket.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
Here's Chioza. A floater. The shot, no good. Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 14-6 run. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Here's Chioza. Pass to Schofield. The three. That shot misses. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Layman pass to Okogie. Here's Schofield. Pass to Chioza. Brown outside. Here's Wagner, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint. Oh, great ball movement there.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Chioza. Napier covering. Here's Pertinis. And it's blocked. 4-on-3 break. Here's Okogie. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Okogie's got his third basket of the night right there. Wizards trail by 20. Brown inside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
That's his first personal foul.
For Washington, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he can't hit the second.
And here in the early going, missed free throws starting to become the storyline.
Yeah, and as a coaching staff, you feel helpless here. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You just hope they snap out of the rut.
Here's Chiozza. That shot, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And being a smaller player is a challenge, but Isaiah Thomas always confident attacking the lane.
I just go in there. I've been doing it since I was a little boy. Like, I've always been the smallest guy out there, but when I get on the court, I feel like I don't see any height. So when I go in there in the paint, I expect myself to score or make a play for somebody else. And then, I mean, other people go crazy about it. I feel like it's normal.
Thomas brings that fearlessness, Greg. He's always played with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's got a deep bag of tricks for finishing around bigger players. It's really something to watch.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Robert Covington out there with Jang. Then it's Culver. Then there's Shabazz Napier. And it's Okogie in at the 3. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Covington with the bucket.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Chiozza passes to Wagner. Kept alive. Another shot. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, with John Wall sidelined for most of the season recovering from injury, the Wizards are going to need new players to step up. One of them that they hope will do so is their first-round pick, Rui Hachimura. Hachimura didn't start playing basketball until he was 13 years old. He was a baseball player. He's the first Japanese-born player to be a first-round pick in the NBA draft. And he only played a little bit in Japan before he went to Gonzaga, where he starred for Mark Few. And now the Wizards are hoping that he can be a star on and off the court in Washington.
And D.A., you and I were talking that Few really had a nice impact on Hachimura. Thanks for the report. Count the basket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Chioza passes to Wagner. Here's Brown. And that time, also a missed shot. The Timberwolves have gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. For Washington, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Here's Bertanis. Here's Wagner. Drops in the layup for 2. Wagner's got 9 points.
You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboards.
Here's Napier. Nice touch on the bank shot.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Bertans in the post. Defended by Covington. Wagner passes to Brown. Chioza's shot is good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Culver. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And he's the main reason they have the lead right now. He's been perfect from the field, literally.
Brown down low. Uncovered. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Wagner's got 4 this quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole. And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Brown outside. Passes it to Schofield. No good on the 3.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
You're exactly right. I mean, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on mid-range jumpers.
To the middle, here's Wagner. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
Chance to check out the stats for Covington. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 13 points a game last season. Just over 2 steals and 5 rebounds. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position, then uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
Clark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games, and reading probably are what occupy my time.
Shoots it, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
The pass to Thomas from outside the arc. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
You know, this guy can beat you off the dribble. He can beat you off the catch. IT's just a hard guy to defend.
2 points. That one goes.
That's 10 straight off of the mid-range.
I like the way, Greg, they're picking their spots and finding holes in the middle of that defense to get those shots off. That's excellent discipline on display right there.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Here's Napier. Rebound, Washington. Here's Beal. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. With the basket. Thomas got his 4th assist in this one.
And, you know, there you see the instincts of IT, sensing when his man is broken free and then getting the ball there on time.
Here's Beal. The shot's good. Beal's got 4 this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Covington with the bucket.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively, and he's been absolutely relentless.
To the paint, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That one goes. Count it.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
He is delivering a lot of room service times tonight. One sweet one after another.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Pass to Hachimura. Fires from 18. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wiggins, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
Yeah, it's another basket for Wiggins, Kevin. Impossible to cool off. I mean, he's got every chamber filled tonight.
Here's Thomas. He has 5. Pass to Beal. Shoots the 3. Minnesota with the rebound.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Here's Covington. Hits the jump hook. Covington's got 16.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
And Thomas, here we go. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talents.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
Free throw no good for Thomas. And for Isaiah Thomas, Clark, who has battled so many injuries the past couple years, you just hope he stays healthy.
Kevin, you're right on both counts. Clearly, you'd love to see this little fella healthy because he was dynamic and explosive and highly productive when he was. He certainly has missed a lot of time recently, and even when he has been on the court, it typically was right after an injury or a surgery. So let's hope he can be healthy because he's one of the more entertaining players in the league to watch.
And the dunk by Graham.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Teague against Thomas. double team on Thomas. Outside Bryant. There's Beal with the 3. And Layman pulls it down. Layman's got 7 rebounds in the game. The baseline J. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Terrific awareness from the savvy point guard. Jeff Teague is excellent at getting the ball to the open man.
2 minutes remaining first half.
Beal against Wiggins. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Yes, that goes in.
Well, I think this is an ideal recipe for Wiggins. Attacking on the drive, making people try to match up with his athleticism. That's a winning combination for Wiggins.
Thomas, that's good.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defender.
There's Layman. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Layman's got his second bucket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Drills the three-pointer. 14 points for Bradley Beal.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Fires from the wing. And Vonleh with the basket on the assist by T. Vonleh's got 8.
Jeff T.
Beal the pass to Hachimura. 30 seconds left here in the second. Second shot opportunity. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Teague can't hit. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Wizards. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. And that one, good.
Great combination of quickness and slick moves near the basket. Thomas more comfortable in the paint than some big guys.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Teague for 3. And so it's Minnesota out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. This has been a one-sided matchup, and I don't see any signs of it lessening. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Andrew, what do you like about the way the team's playing so far?
We're competitive right now. We're going after it. In our possession, we're going hard.
We'll see if that continues in the second half, Andrew. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Andrew Wiggins led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's T. And in the backcourt, it's Smith and Beal. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Bonga in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Monday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Clark, a lot of young players in this NBA becoming top 10 players as they mature. Who are some of the guys you spot that are really going to make a mark?
Well, they've already made a mark, and you anticipate it'll continue to be that way. Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell. I like Jaylen Brown in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
As well as Jason Tatum there. And clearly Zion Williamson has a chance to be really special.
And so it's Washington with it. Smith right side, passes it to Hachimura. Misses from close range.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
There's the pass to Bryant. Here's Hachimura, defended by Covington.
Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call on Washington with the foul.
Well, you know, it's not been easy for Andrew Wiggins the last few seasons, guys. The production has just fallen short of expectations. He was a #1 pick back in his draft class and really has struggled to live up to what the fans have expected him to be.
The first one falls. And with Wiggins, he's clearly a talented player, Clark, but people just want more from him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and a lot of it is a matter of consistency. And when the expectations are high, being a former overall #1 pick, that pressure can affect you. But I think if Wiggins can just lock into being consistent, all of that will subside.
And so he makes both from the line.
A decent free throw shooter is Wiggins, trying to become more than that, though, given how often he gets himself to the line.
Right side, Beal. And again, Washington, no good.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Wiggins inside the line. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Beal. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Longley's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Graham. Connects on the 17-footer. Graham's got 10.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
Smith finds Bryant. Will it go? It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
And the Timberwolves call time.
Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. Taking for clout, I know. Who running your house without staking it out if you ain't really bout that you say you about? I went a different route. I just go pivot the couch. I just envision the count. Then I go get that amount. I got a beautiful house, but honestly, I skip the town anytime that the temperature down. So someone dissed me in the crew, but honestly, I forgot who. Cause snakes and what's crazy is that it's somebody I probably knew. Me, I don't get it, no clue. That just you don't do. That just a more I add to the list that I can't get no energy to. Watch what you put up on the web. You don't want everyone to wear. I just had to lead the hookers, treating me like a celeb. I just went and cut my dread, but I got some beautiful hair. I am just searching for something that's real, cause they really know what they say. I gotta smile, but honestly, I put my boy Sometimes I see him in the cloud. I've been away for a while. I'm in the bed in town. Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. Yeah. I swear that it's always something.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith, how he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
Covington with the bucket.
Man, I'm impressed by the level of concentration Covington has on these difficult finishes. I mean, in this league, you have to get used to making shots despite being bumped a little bit or being challenged at a high level.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of him.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Wizards have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's Beal. Bryant trying to free himself up.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Here's Wiggins. That's good. And so Teague with the assists. Teague's got 6 assists in the game. For Washington, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Beal. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Robert Covington picks one up. Well, last season we got a glimpse of what a Bradley Beal team looks like as he led the way for the Wizards after Wall went down.
And really, Beal took it upon himself to kind of keep this team moving forward. And it was his best season to date. Career highs in scoring, and also was creating more for his teammates in Wall's absence.
And the first one drops.
And you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Beal about a 25, 5-5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I'd put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency, and he's only getting better.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Here's Jang, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Soft touch on that jumper, guys. I mean, this is where Jang can be dangerous. Facing up from mid-range can put a lot of pressure on the defense.
Here's Pertinis, and it's blocked. Left side, Bryant. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
And, Greg, defensively, you got to have better floor balance and commitment to hustling back. I mean, you got to sprint back. You can't jog back.
Back to Smith. No good on the triple. The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. And it's Wiggins missing. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Smith kicks to Brown. The 3 from Bertans. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Culver's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And another miss. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Man, that's just solid use of the pull-up there by Robert Covington. I mean, when the defense stays away from him, he has no problem letting it go.
Bryant lays it up off the glass. Bryant's got 4 points this quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Pass to Covington. Over Bertans. Misses off the right iron. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Lob pass to Bryant, and Bryant slams it in.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the latter.
Here's Smith. Makes it off the glass.
And, you know, whenever Smith gets that close to the bucket, he's sharp in how he finishes these chances. I mean, he's got a lot of different ways to get that ball up and down.
The Wizards shooting 47% since getting things started in the third quarter. Beal can't get it to go. Here's Jang, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
You know, guys, a better offensive player than many felt he would develop into. Jang attracts attention, draws the foul.
Shooting for Minnesota. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Minnesota.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Okogie's checked in for Minnesota. And Jang drops them both.
Well, you know what's so impressive about Jang? Improvement in almost every category across the board, but especially hitting free throws.
Smith the pass to Bertens. Here's Schofield, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Okay, two hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down, hard, and simply.
Smith feeling it out a bit. An easy 2 points on the layup. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Layman, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Washington on D. Teague can't hit. To the inside. And it's Smith that time on the assist by Brown.
Timeout.
Smith's got 8 points.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game to a modern-day approach for a young coach.
Built up anger from dealing with it, putting her. I understand the time that you go through your woman things and sometimes can't gauge clearly on what you be thinking. I swear I got your back and got the tab on what you. You ain't got to move a finger or pinky when we linking. Whatever keeps your boat afloat or ship sinking, from loose lips of side women stepping out of position, breaking out of a parallelogram, shaping a prism. Stop signs never stop die. Let's be realistic.
And let's quickly take a look at some stats for Teague. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, put up about 12 points per game, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Count that bucket.
And, you know, we all know about Jang's high motor. Defensively, you can't just let him float around the glass. You've got to get a body on it.
Down low, here's Wagner, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Nice job hitting him right in stride. Excellent play.
Unloads from 13. A nice shot by Teague. Teague's got 8 points in the quarter.
And Teague gets going quickly. When his shot is on, nobody is going to slow him down.
Knocked away. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Okogie inside the three-point line. Tries again. A nice shot by Culver. Culver's got 16.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
To the middle, here's Schofield, and the layup's good off the glass. 8 points for him.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10. They're coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Smith outside. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
Brown with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Got that one up quick.
And they are earning points with the jump shot now.
There's the lob to Brown.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better.
Guys, I hope we get to see a few more of those.
Josh Okogie.
Washington has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Teague against Smith. Pass to Wagner. A 3. And Culver pulls it down. Here's Okogie. No good on the shot. And the Wizards now going the other way. Inside, here's Brown. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Brown's got his second basket of the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too. You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
Smith against Teague. Brown wide open. He fires. Good on the triple. Brown's got 7.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Washington's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Out to the right wing. Here's Wagner. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Okogie for 3. Good from the moment it left his hand. That makes him 10 for 14. We've got 1:28 left to play in the third.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Hachimura, he's checked in for the Wizards. Thomas comes in for Smith. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Graham's checked in, and it's Napier in for Jeff Teague. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the third. And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Washington. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA level stuff.
First one falls for him. And Washington making a change here. Bonga's checked in. And so he hits both. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Pulls up on the wing. And it's Napier missing. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Wizards. And that one's good. Hachimura.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Layman, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Layman's got his third bucket of the night.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Passes to Schofield. Here's Wagner. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jang.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
The Wizards making a switch here. Chioza's checked in, and the Timberwolves also making a change. Vonleh's checked in. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. And that one's good. Hachimura.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Washington ball.
Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Washington.
Thomas Bryant.
Now here's Thomas. He's covered closely. From deep. Looks good. Is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Just solid with the jump shot. Hachimura helps your offense in a number of ways. In that case, spacing the floor. The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Outside Bryant. Wizards passing it around. Bonga gets the bucket.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here's Napier. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Napier's got 16. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And here's Napier. And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's up to 26 points in the game now, just keeps pouring in the buckets. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense too, Greg. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. We've got Shabazz Napier. Wiggins is out there with Bell, and it's Bates-Diop in at the power forward. Chioza's shot is good. Chioza's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Wizards. Here's Wiggins. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
Building and establishing comfort in the jump shot, something Wiggins has going for him now.
Thomas passes to Hachimura. To the paint. Bonga gets the bucket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Here's Napier. Hachimura grabs the miss. The Wizards shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
They get it back. Bates-Diop was fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
That's his second. You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Clark, last season we saw more of the global games series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And he stuffed it. What a pass to set him up.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be.
From deep three-point range, no good from Bell. And here's Chiozza. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards, and stolen by Napier. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Bell leading the charge. Drills it from outside.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Count that one. The Wizards have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Chiozza, and Washington again with the bucket.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Noel, good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
Hard to prevent the bigger guy from getting a clean look there.
Noel. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Here's Chiozza. Napier covering. Bunga buries the long-range jumper. Bunga's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
To the inside, here's Hachimura. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. You like that?
Yes and no. I think you have two separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. And the Timberwolves call timing. Bell, he drains the quick shot. Bell's got 5 points now this quarter.
And this is a shot Bell can make. You give him room and he'll make you pay.
Here's Hachimura to the right side. Here's Bunga. Up again. It's hauled in by Bates-Diop. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Wiggins drives in. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And that's now 30 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Inviting contact on the drive. Wiggins with the aggressive move. Pays off there.
Here's Chioza. Napier covering. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on a championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being finished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list, a number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame careers.
And the pass to Bonga. There's the double team with Covington. Covington with the steal. Shoots from the high post, and it's off the back rim, no good.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Chioza's shot is good.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
Here's Bell. The baseline jumper goes down.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Chioza passes to Hachimura. Good D by Bell. Minnesota's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it.
Down low, here's Matthews, and he banks in the layup. Matthews has got his first bucket in this one.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Clark, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And it's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology. If you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Right. I do know officials do that, too, in their locker room at halftime. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing, and then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you. Robinson's checked in for the Wizards. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Culver's checked in for Wiggins. And the first one at the line is good. Second free throw, no good.
And you gotta love the mindset of Robert Covington when he plays defense. So active with his hands and feet, rarely gets fooled on any up fakes or jab steps.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Robinson passes to Hachimura. Inside, here's Matthews. Here's Bryant, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Matthews with the steal. To the middle. And finish off by Bryant.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
You know, it's easy to see why, Greg, Covington has been named to first-team all-defense in the past.
The team is noticeably different when his defensive presence is missing. I mean, rare to find a perimeter player who is as good as him, both on and off the ball.
Here's Culver, and again it's Minnesota converting.
And I love the rhythm Culver plays with. It's what helps him create the space to knock these shots down.
Chiozza passes to Bryant. Robinson for three. No good that time. And Minnesota will come the other way. Now Bell. From deep. And it's Chiozza with the rebound. Mark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Matthews passes to Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Hachimura grabs the miss. Hachimura's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Robinson. Pass to Chiozza. Here's Hachimura. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Hachimura's got 11 points in the quarter.
I tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Davis Bertans checks in for Hachimura. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Yeah, another turnover. But guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Chiozza scanning the floor. A floater. That one, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Washington has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Bryant. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Bryant's got 14 points here in the second half.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Count it, good.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Noel connects on the foul line jumper.
Noel.
Here's Chiozza. To the paint. Bryant passes to Bertans. Outside Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. takes the three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Bates Diop's got 4 rebounds now tonight. From beyond the arc, drops in the tray. Bates Diop's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And it always feels good to get that first win in a season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against Washington.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jeff Teague.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
There's 38 seconds left in the game. Chioza passes to Bertans. Outside for Robinson. 3-pointer. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves call time here. They're up by 35. 26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure they needed this timeout, quite honestly. Perhaps a water break?
Our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeff Teague.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. Here's Minnesota. Here's Culver. But they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
The Timberwolves again can't hit. Now here is Robinson. Pass to Schofield. Back to Robinson. And it goes down 2 points.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Napier, and that one drops. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.